Hello everyone. Today I've just finished making a pastrami and I had a whole heap of that's the lovely juice that came out of the brisket, and also the some of the dry rub I had on it, which was mustard seeds, caraway seeds, cardamom pods, cardamom seeds, and peppercorns, and there's also some paprika in there too. So I don't want to waste any of this because it's beef stock and it smells amazing. So I'm making what I label a what would you call it? A protein basket. So for that we need 1 cob loaf. You need a few bits of steak. I've got 4. I'll show you how we go about prepping it, but I've also got some onions, mushrooms, pre-cut, and there'll also be some bacon cooked as well. So I'll show you how I put it all together and the steps I do as we go. Alright, looking forward to it. It's been a few years since I've made one and it was delicious the first time. Can't wait to get into this one either. See you soon. I've got my 3 onions cut, and I've cut them thick because they do shrink down after cooking, and you want to cook these pretty slow. So I've got them over a low heat, and I'll probably give them a few minutes before I chuck the mushrooms in, and I'll also be cooking them for a while over low heat. So you can see these onions were at room temperature, and that was bubbling before, and it's such a low heat that even the room temperature onion stopped the thing from bubbling. So low heat, and it'll take on so much more of that flavour that was in that beef stock and that lovely dry rub that I had for the brisket slash pastrami. So I'll just give it a little toss, little mess. You're in the kitchen, splash it about, just don't burn yourself. Alright, we'll be back soon when I throw the mushrooms in. Alright, so here we've got some bacon that we're going to add to our sandwich mix with the mushrooms and the onion. We'll bring that up to temperature slowly. You can keep the bacon separate, but to be honest, it tastes better when it's mixed with mushrooms and when it's mixed with onion, not to mention the beef stock. Leave it cook before we go into our next step. Alright, so there we have the bacon, mushroom and onion and beef stock mix. Just going to add a little bit of chili flakes to this protein ball. That should give it a nice kick. So when you're cutting the cob loaf, I suppose you could use sort of Turkish loaf or one of those high-rise ones, but I cut about the top third off, and from there I will pull out the inside. Not sure what I'll do with the inside yet. I might feed it to my chickens, or I might turn it into breadcrumbs. Either way, yeah, I'll get some sort of benefit out of it. So we're about to cook our steak for our sandwich, and this is only sort of sizzle or sandwich steak, so you want to make sure there's plenty of oil, because you want the steaks pretty much medium at the most cooked. So medium to rare is what you want these things. So I'm just going to put the camera down. So I've put some oil on there now. I think it's canola oil. Yeah, and oil on the hot plate. I'm just going to use the hot plate, not the grill. And so I'm just going to sizzle these for probably maybe 30 seconds each side, and then that should be enough. Okay, so I hope you can see in there that there are two of those steaks. And what we're going to do is just put our favourite sauces on there. So mine is just a barbecue, hot chili, and some mustard. Just some mild mustard. And then we're going to put some cheese down. So you want as much coverage as you can get. So at this stage we're going to put the bacon, mushroom and onion mix on there. So think of your sort of ultimate cheat meal when you're loading this up, and then maybe think, oh no, it's a little bit healthy with the mushrooms and the onion. So you can just load that little bit more up with that peace of mind that it's not so bad, or that your indulgence won't be the death of you. So then what we do, we put that extra bit of meat on there. Bit more sauce. Same sauces, it's up to you really if you want a layered effect, but I find if you add too much it all melds into brown or grey. Just like, think of Play-Doh, when you try and mix too many colours together you end up with the same colour, just one single colour. More cheese. Alright. So there's still a little bit of mix left over, because measuring this is kind of like measuring I don't know, measuring your bath level. How much do you want one particular night is dependent on how long you leave the tap on for. So I just I obviously added a little bit more than I needed, because the cob loaf is the same size rarely. So you put the lid on, and then what I'm going to do, I'll have to turn the camera off, but I'll wrap it in baking paper, and then I will wrap it again in alfoil, and then I'll show you what I do with it. There you go. At the moment I've got 10 kilos weight on it, and we'll squash that sandwich out for a couple of hours, and believe it or not, that'll help tenderise the meat. I've made this before, so I know it works. So I will add another 10 kilos to this and squash it down with about 20 kilos of weight, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's cut. So there we have our meat sandwich. And so the reason why we wrap it twice in baking paper and then alfoil is to protect the sides. Now, that's so it doesn't get a blowout. But I didn't wrap it tight enough, and we've had a blowout there. So just bear with me while I cut this, and then you get to see. Beef, sauce, cheese, bacon, mushrooms and onion. Meat, sauce, cheese, bacon, mushrooms and onion. Yum. I'm going to warm that in the microwave and have it right now. I can tell you now, if you make this, don't have it too often, otherwise have your cardiologist on speed dial. Anyway, hope that gives you an inspiration on something to make for when some friends come around to watch football or something like that. You'll really enjoy this.